Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Twisted Paper Studio. How are you? I hope you are all well. It's day 17. Let me start my timer. Let's get into our cards. Oh, I need to give out my beautiful blessings too. Let me do that. I didn't write those down, but I will go back in and look and think of some, get some names from some comments. I'll just give these a little shuffle. And yesterday we had timing. I wonder what we're going to have today. Diversify. The zucchini dragon. He's so cute. I always wanted to grow zucchini. I love the flowers. It's an Italian specialty, the flowers, if you cook them and bread them. They're so delicious. Okay, let me go ahead and look here at zucchini dragon. He should be towards the end. Zucchini dragon, diversify is our word today. And the meaning and encouragement of this word, diversify, is being overly focused on one thing may not be your best right now. The zucchini dragon is a reminder to expand your realm of influence. Being an expert at one thing may not be enough in the current climate, where you can expand your talent. That's a question. Where can you expand your talents? You can upgrade yourself by taking a class that helps you stretch yourself, diversify in what you do. Sort of similar to what we're doing here, right? All of you junk journalers are going to be diversified in your skills after this. Okay, let's put that away. Our book, our cards, and for tomorrow. Okay, now today, let me give my beautiful blessings first. Hold on. Beautiful blessings to Dolores Hogan, Lori Hamill, and Kathy Spalding. Beautiful blessings to you. Thank you so much for commenting on my channel. And I love your words of encouragement. I appreciate them so much. Okay, so now today, we're going to continue working with envelopes and flips, but you know, we're progressing, so we might not spend so much time on it. I just wanted to show you some more ideas. So yesterday we did a collage envelope by using junk mail, and we made room for a pocket. You don't have to do the pocket. You don't have to do the pocket. If you wanted to just do that without the pocket, you can also put a pocket on the page and just close it just to make it like a flip. It's a little interaction. That's exactly what adding things to your book is interaction. Interaction with the person reading it and the person looking at it and the person going through all the things that you've done. Interaction. So that is our word. That's my word I'm using. Okay. Now, these are called first day cover envelopes. They are vintage. They probably still have them today. The ones I have are vintage. The ones I have are old. This is from 1961. You can buy them on Etsy. You can also find them in thrift shops. You can find them in lots of different places. But these are called first day covers. And first day cover envelopes, sometimes they have really cool things on them. Let me see what I have in here. So I have lots of different kinds of first day envelopes. And what they are is they are showing you the stamp, the first day issue of a stamp that came out at this time frame, whether it be a day or a month or the year. These are real envelopes, not first day covers. I have a lot of stuff right up here. And then some first day covers have, here's one from Christmas in 1984. I saved this one actually because my mom had passed that year, and Christmas was our favorite time of year. So it has all the stamps on here. It has the lovely image. It has the time frame that it was. And this is just showing you it's a first day cover, and it came out in October of 1984. Or they're called first day issues. First day issues. And they're envelopes. So we're going to use, and then there are some that have flowers on them. This is from January 1987. This has flowers on them. Isn't that cool? First day issue. So I collect them. I have for some time now. And I saw some artists using them in their work, and I can't remember where I first saw it. I do know that Rachel uses it in her work as well. However, I can't really specify where I saw it being used, but I figured I'd use some of mine because I do have a large collection. So I want to show you how to do that. It's basically similar. It's very similar. Now, you don't have to use a first day cover. Let me go grab an envelope. Hold on one second. I have some over there. I'm sorry. You don't have to use a first day cover. You could use just a plain envelope. Now, of course, this isn't going to fit because it's too big, but you can use a plain envelope to do this project. You do not need a first day cover envelope, but I am going to use one today. You can use any kind of envelope, even small ones, and just attach it. It's interactive. That's basically what it is, interactive. Oh my goodness, I need to cover that word. Ah, that's bad. This was an R in the dictionary. Oh, I didn't even see that. Let's cover it. It's not a nice word. It most certainly is not a nice word. I'm just going to cover it with a piece of tape. Hold on. There we go. It's covered. Okay. Oh my goodness. I didn't even see that. Okay. So I'm going to get a page and we're going to put on our first day cover envelope that I'm using for this book. So let me find a page to do that on. I'm wondering if I want it on there. No, it's a little. How about on the music sheet? We can, no, it's not. Now, the depth of the page also has to work. So, it wasn't working there. How about here? It seems to be working okay here. Let's do that. So, my objective is that I want to collage the back side. We can leave this in there, but I'm not going to leave it in there for right now. I want to collage the back side of it and close up this pocket. And I want to attach it to my page. Now I can do the same thing where I attach it this way, but and I collage it on the outside and have the pocket, you know, pick the pocket where I want it to go. It could go in here, or I could have it open here. I'm going to do, so let me say that again. If you flip this around and attach it this way, you can keep this pocket here and have it flip open. It's up to you how you do it. You just play around with your paper, play around with it the way you want it. Now, I want to collage this back here. I want to close this up, and I want to open this end over here. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. We're just going to get some papers to collage with. And I could even take a whole piece of paper. So this is some of my paper out of my shop. I think I'll even do this. We won't even have to collage. We will just use this one sheet of paper up good. And let me see where I put my ruler. And we'll use this on our envelope. Why not? I think we will do that and make it work. So I'm just going to measure it by putting the envelope on the paper itself. I might have to sneeze. I'm sorry, you guys. I do. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm going to take this off. Just like this. And then I'm going to turn it. And see where I want it to be taken off. I might have to clean it up some more, which is okay. I'm gonna take this off. Well, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll fold in my flap for right now, and I'll just get this base first, and then we'll go ahead and clean up the rest of it. So this way, I'm not wasting the rest of my paper to collage with. I'm gonna move these over to the side. So now, I'm going to use this and cover up this inside, and I'm just going to collage with it. I'm going to use, it's already collaged for me, right? This whole thing is already kind of collaged for me. That's kind of what I meant in digitals that are already collaged. The artist does it already for you, so you don't necessarily have to rip up a bunch of papers and glue them all down, because the look of the collage is already there. And I like this. Okay, so I do have to clean it up just a tiny bit more because I made it off center. So let me just take a tiny little bit more off. Just a little piece. And see how that fits now. It fits well. A little bit more off the top. Do a tiny bit more. I set my timer. Yes. Okay. And that's working well for me. I'm going to use that. All right. So now I'm just going to glue up the back of it. And actually, I'm going to take the inside here. I'm just going to close it up. So I'm going to put a strip of glue on the inside, just along the envelope, just so it closes. Now, of course, it's not going to catch right there in the middle, but that's okay. This piece will. So I'm going to glue this back of this up like this. And this is just another way to insert an envelope, a different kind of envelope, or even a plain envelope. And then if you guys like flip-flop journals, if you've heard of that before, we probably won't get into that. I would confuse the heck out of you. But if you've heard of a flip-flop journal before, or if you've never heard of a flip-flop journal before, it has to do with envelopes. It has to do with putting together a journal out of envelopes. I definitely would suggest to go over and see Leslie at 507 Willow House Journals, because she is the queen of flip-flop journals. She is. Me, not so much. Okay. There we go. So now I collaged this. Here's my envelope, but it is closed all over the place. So we're going to open it. We're going to open it on this side by just taking a tiny little sliver. Just a little sliver. Tiny, the tiniest amount. And now it's open for our pocket on this side. See that? And I took the tiniest amount off. Okay, so now we'll go back here to our page and look at that. See that? It's a flip. But we don't want to leave it plain like that. And also, we need to attach it too. So we're going to attach it. Do I want to put it there? Hold on one sec. I just want to make sure that that's kind of where I want to put it. Maybe here. I think I like here better. And I'll tell you why. Because inside here is writing space. And this side has words that I wanted to kind of cover anyway. So I think I'm going to put it here. We'll go with that. Okay. So now, we also, if you want, you can let the people know that this is a pocket. And you can put a little notch in it. Like that. Just like that. And then we're just going to go ahead and attach it. You can attach it at the bottom. You could attach it midway. You can attach it at the top. It's up to you where you want to put it. It's really up to you. I think I'm going to attach it at the top. And I'm just going to glue the lip here that's already on the envelope. I'm going to glue it all up. Just like this. I may even put a bead of glue down here. I don't know. This glue changes with the weather. It's got like an attitude. Okay. All right. And I'm going to stick this right back here so that my page closes on it. I mean, you could do a better job than I did. I just got glue everywhere. And you want to make sure it's straight. Oh, I realized, you know what I realized? I didn't put down my mat after I took my photos. Okay, make sure it's straight. Make sure you have enough room for closure. And that's about it. I do have some spots here. Let me get some washi tape. Because of the holes, there's some holes in there. So I just want to cover them up. And it's no big deal. I'm just going to take some washi tape and cover up those little holes. And it also adds a design. So we could do this. I can put this down like this. And then one over here like this. Just looks like it adds a little design, that's all. And now this is our pocket. And it came with a piece of paper in it. So we could add that back in there for journaling space. I'll go ahead and do that now. Like this. It came with like a vintage piece of paper in there. That could be a writing space. I may have to trim it. I do. Let me just trim it up just a tiny bit. And that's because I glued inside and it's causing it to... Oh, you know what? We don't even have to do that. Let's fold it in half and put it in there. This way they get the whole piece of paper. You don't even have to trim it. Okay. So now there's writing paper in there when they go to look to see. And then on this side, you can collage it. You can do whatever you want. Sometimes I'd like to put a pocket. And this is a piece of vellum. I printed out on vellum from my printer. And you can see the stamp through there. And I absolutely love that image. I really do. I love it so much. I'm going to bring it a little bit lower. So I'm going to get my sizing here. And I'm using the letters as a measurement. So I'm just going to cut here to get the width. And now I'm going to need to get my height because of the fact that I have a notch there. So I'll get my height this way. And I'm just using the print for my markings, that's all. Okay. And that works for me. And I'm going to put a tiny little notch in there to let everyone know that that's a little pocket. Just like that. And I'm going to glue it. And vellum is easy. If you print on it, you see the glue less. But the glue does leave a tiny little mark when you're gluing. And I don't mind it. If you mind it, there is some tape on the market that you could use that you don't see through the vellum. Okay. I'm just going to put that right on there like that and let it dry. And of course, you can decorate this up. You can do whatever you want to it. You can collage, because that's one of the things that we learned is collage. And now it's a pocket. On the envelope, it's interactive. There's a pocket. There's a pocket inside. And then there's a flip. You can do much more. You can collage this. You can put a pocket there. You just can use your imagination and do pretty much anything that you want. All right, so we learned that little trick there. That was with an envelope, any kind of envelope. This happens to be a first day issue. I wanted you guys to be aware of them. They are, out in the world. So if you're hunting and you're having fun and you're vintage shopping and antique shopping, look for some envelopes, some really cool, unique envelopes. They're fun. Okay, now, in keeping with the placement of envelopes, when you have some paper digital or book page or coffee dyed, any kind of paper that you have, you can make your own envelopes, your very own. And I'm going to show you 2 ways to make your own envelope, or a few ways to make your own envelope for your project. The first envelope that we're going to make is one that goes a little bit better with, where's the book? With this style of a book. You know, the more common style of the book. The one where the digital is just folded in half and it holds the whole page. So, how I do that is I fold over a little bit of the paper and I get myself a place where I have leverage to glue onto. And then I'm going to fold it over like this just to meet the line. Just like that. Okay? Now I'm going to open everything back up and I'm going to fold it up so I have another place to glue my fold over. This fold over. See that? I want this part to glue onto there, and I want this part to glue onto here. Okay? And now I'm going to figure out how I want my top. Now, I know I want my top to come forward, but it's how big? Do I want it to go down more? Do I want it to be long? How do I want my top to be? That's all up to you. I'm going to actually go down to about this size. We'll make it a little bit longer. About here. Okay? And these are envelopes. These are handmade, homemade envelopes that you make yourselves out of any kind of piece of paper. So now, I'm going to open this all back up. Now, you have to think about what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. Now, I know that this part folding down is going to be my flap. And I don't need this part up here. This is not part of my flap. The back part coming down is my flap. So I'm going to get rid of that. And you can keep your paper. You can keep your cutoff. You don't have to throw it away or get rid of it. You can use it on something else because this is a pretty piece of paper. Okay, so I have my flap coming down. Don't worry about your angles yet. We didn't get to that part yet. All right, now I definitely don't need this little piece over here, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now I have it folded. It's folded. It makes a cross. That cross point, that center point where it all meets, is where you cut up to in your angles when you cut. You want to make like a triangle, so you're going to go this way in a triangle shape, and then you're going to cut upward to get the rest of it off. So now I have that. It's meeting at the point, and then I'm cutting the rest of it off. Now at the bottom, I'm going to do something very similar, except for I'm just going to cut diagonal where the cross meets because I want to keep this piece and I want to keep this piece. So I'm just going to snip it, and just like that. So now I'm having this piece that I'm keeping. I have this bottom piece that I want to keep, but I don't want this piece over here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it into a triangle shape or a diagonal shape up to that cross. And then I'm going to take the rest of it off. You can cut it with your scissor. You can tear it with your ruler. You can do whatever you'd like to get that piece off. Okay, so now I have it. I have my piece that folds over here that's going to glue, to hold the glue, and I have my bottom. I can fold my bottom to where it comes out to the top, or I can have it to where it comes to the inside. I like to do it where it comes out to it comes out of the top. Really kind of looks like an envelope that you made, you know? You can do whatever you want. We'll see in a minute where I'm going to put it. I think I'm going to put it on the inside. We will. We'll put it on the inside, this one. I cut my line a little crookedly, and that's okay. I'm just going to trim off just I kind of cut it on the fold. So I have a tiny bit of the fold just that I have to get rid of. See, just a tiny bit. It makes all the difference. Okay, so now I gotta worry about my top. Now, first of all, we know that we want to get into our envelope, right? And this is up way too high. So you can take care of that right now. You can go just a little bit in with your scissor and make like a little half moon. Really tiny. It doesn't have to be big. I mean, deep. So now there's sort of like a half moon here. And if it bothers you that it's not even, try it again, because I do that often, where mine is never even. And if that doesn't work, I'm just going to leave it. But actually, I don't mind it. Well, I do. Nah, I always do. Okay. If you want to, you can also go like this. And just go down halfway in the middle, and then up. Make a V. That looks fine to me. I'm just going to leave it. Now I know what it is. I'm not getting it in the center. I'm going to do it this way. Folding it in half. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to go right up like that. And I cut into my flap, and that's okay. I mean, guys, just try different things. Look, now that worked. So you could take your flap, fold it in half, and then you can get your top to match. That worked perfectly fine, except for I accidentally cut a little bit of the flap, and that's okay. Don't worry about it, because we can collage over it. We can glue it back together. We know how to do these things. We work with paper. We can even take this and glue it right on there. No big deal. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, as far as the top goes, if you want your flap to be the even, what I do is I take it and fold it, my flap. I fold it this way, but I don't make the crease in it. And I just take my corners and I clip off at the same time. And there we go. We have our envelope flap. You can collage this too. You can collage it so that it's decorated. You can decorate the front. You can do so many things. But now you have your very own envelope that you made out of a piece of paper. Isn't that neat? And you can make this as thick or as thin as you want. This is the full size of piece of paper folded in half. But I'm going to show you a different way too right now. I'm just going to check my time. Okay, I'm going to fold this over onto itself so that I can get those and it can close up. And there we go. We have our envelope, you guys. And you can use this in your book. You can pin it to a page. It might even be a little too thick for this book. You can pin it, it might be. You can pin it to a page, safety clip it into a page. You can put it in a pocket. You want to check, of course, when you make your pocket. Oh, here we go. This page will work better. And you can pin it here. You can put it in a pocket. You can do many things. You can leave it and attach it to the front. You can put some things in there for the person to play with in their book, or you yourself can just leave it in here and collect your notes and receipts until you're ready to journal. But you made your own envelope, your own pretty envelope. I am going to go ahead and collage this up right here just with a little piece, only because I have this paper. It's just so I don't throw it away. And then I'm going to show you a different way to make an envelope. Sort of the same, just a different size. But same concept. Okay, there we go. We'll decorate these at another time. Okay. Now, you can make yourself a tall, skinny envelope. Yes, you can. So, if you fold this, like, start again, give yourself a little flap. This is what we're doing. Giving ourselves a little flap. And then we're going to fold it over on itself just to meet the edge. Make sure it gets all the way to the edge. That's your goal. Don't want to see any white showing through. Okay. And I'm going to fold this so my creases are good. All right. So now I have my fold on the inside. Now I need my folds at the bottom. I'm going to fold this up on the bottom like that. And I could have also done it by opening it all up and folding this up on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and do that like I did before. Okay. So now we have all that excess stuff going on. We have to get rid of it the same way. But now I'm going to see where I want my flap. So I can take a look at the height of my book. I mean, this can fit in there just like that, huh? We can also decoupage on here and make a different flap. We can do that to leave this long like that. Maybe we won't do that today. I don't know. Let me see. Oh no, I'll just do it this way. We can fold this down. So now it's acting like a tall, skinny envelope. But you most certainly could use another piece of paper to extend on to make a flap. We're just going to use this one for now. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take off all the excess that I didn't need. Now I know this is going to be my back to fold down because I have my flap over on this side. And this is my flap at the bottom. So I don't need this portion. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. I need to be able to see in the light where I'm cutting. And I'm going to cut this down straight because I don't know how I want my flap yet. Okay, so I could save that. And now I know that I need this part because it has to glue onto that part. So I don't need this part. So I'm going to make a diagonal. And I'm going to cut along the line because I don't need this part. Okay, and that's good. It's going to close. I may have to clean it up. I see that. Okay, now this side, I know that I want this part and this part. So I'm just going to cut diagonally right here like that. I'm going to clean this up over here just so we don't have to do it later. There we go. Okay, I have my flap at the bottom. It's going to glue down. I have my flap to the side. It's going to glue over, and I don't need this flap. So let's go ahead and take care of that. I'm going to cut at a diagonal just to where I creased it. And I'm going to cut down and take that off. Okay. All right. So now the same thing we did on the other side to get our even. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold it here so I don't have any of that mess up anymore. And whatever I do on one side will be good for the other. So I'm just going to hold it in my left hand here. And I'll hold it that way. And I'm just going to cut a diagonal just like that so that we can get in and out of our pockets better. When I fold it over, there it is. That's our in and out entrance, what we want to put stuff in there. So let's go ahead and fold up this envelope. I want to make sure that all my creases are good. I think I need to clean this up just a tiny bit more. Tiny bit. And it's okay if you have to go back and recheck your work, recheck things and redo things. We're not all perfect. We are not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, well, before I glue it, I'm going to figure out my top. I think I want to do it the same. I'm just going to fake the fold. Fake it, fake it. I don't want to put the crease in it because it's an envelope. And I'm going to take my scissors and go down all the way. I'm going to make a long one. Okay. And there we go. There's my flap, just like that. To clean up right here. Oh, I see. It's folded over just a little bit. I went a little too far. Just get it so that you don't see the white. Hold on one second. I'm just fixing this fold. Okay, good. Now I'm going to take my glue and put it down at the bottom on the flap. And you can, oh, sugar. I should have my mat down. And I'm going to take my glue and fold it over on this flap. Just like that. And I'm going to take this and fold it over. And there we go. We made a tall, skinny envelope out of digital paper. And you can do this with any paper. You can do it with ledger paper. You can do it with book page. You can do it with digitals. You can do it with copy paper. You can do it with coffee dyed paper. You can do it however you want. And you can decorate it however you want as well. But it will fit inside the tall, skinny books. Just like that. And you can find a pocket for it, or you can attach it to the page. And you can decorate this however you want to. Okay, let's move along to one other envelope, because we do have a little bit of time left, and I think I'll be able to get it done in a timely manner. We'll use a digital. Just look for my ruler. Okay. I'm going to take off the whites from this digital. Has whites all around. I'm just going to take them off. Whoopsie. I probably should have used my cutter. I probably should have. Okay. Now I'm going to start with my envelope. I'm gonna go up this way. I'm gonna give myself a base, and then I'm gonna fold this up so it acts a little bit thicker. And go ahead and glue that up so it's kind of thicker. I'm just using a wet glue. There we go. And this is going to be more along the lines of a regular envelope. Okay? And then you have a flap. And this is big, but you can make it whatever size you want. You can. Okay, so this is a big envelope. But if I don't want it this big, I can make it smaller. So let's go ahead and cut it and make it smaller. Let's just cut it down a little bit. I don't want it that big. I want it just a little bit smaller. So I can cut this off here, like that. And look, I can use this as a tiny little itty-bitty envelope. But here we have this envelope. Now, you can do many things to decorate this envelope too, and you can close it however you want to. I'm going to go ahead and take those little, you can use those little things that I showed you to close up the pockets. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to get this strip here because we're going to need one on each side. And you're going to put one over here. You get your size. So we have this one. Okay. And now I'll get my other side. From my other side. And this is exactly what I said. Just play with a piece of paper, play with a piece of copy paper, play with anything, and you'll be able to figure these things out on your own. And it's basically just kind of going over the same things that we've already learned. So these are these held in our pockets, remember, on the other book. And we glued them on the outside, not the inside. So we're going to glue them on the outside on this one. And I'm going to just put them in there, and it's going to act as my pocket, my envelope. We're making an envelope, you guys. That's what we're doing. Let me go ahead and do that. Oops. And you can decorate this envelope however you want to. I'm going to go ahead and put this down on one side over here. And I'm going to get my other piece and do the same thing with the glue. And I'm going to put it down on the other side. The opening part is going towards the inside of the envelope. I'm going to try to get it down in here. Good. Okay. I'm not going all the way flush to the seam. I did on this one on accident. I'll move it up some. And I'm not going flush to the ends. I'm just going just above the crease and just to the ends of each side. And now I'm going to try to fold this up good. Sometimes it's a tricky job using glue. Okay. I have glue on my fingers, but that's okay. And now I have myself a little envelope where I have these pieces of paper are on the inside of the envelope, acting as the closure. And you can do many things to decorate the envelope. You can put your little circle in here like this. Let me see that it's even. There we go. And you can decorate the top. You can square the corners. You can round the corners. So I'm going to round these. You can round them. There we go. You can make a closure for them. You can, let me see if I have anything right here. I'm checking. The timer's going to go off. You can take, let's see if I have any paper right here. I don't know that I do. That would even match. Oh, here. This is a good idea. So this is from Roxy Creations. She has these little labels here. And we'll just use this. I'm going to fussy cut it out real quick. And I printed it out on cardstock, so it is a little bit thicker. And these are just to give you guys ideas. You can also take a circle punch and put a circle there. I'm going to use this for now. Okay, I'm just going to put a glue strip right here at the bottom portion of what I just cut. And again, this paper is just a little bit thicker. It is printed out on cardstock, heavy cardstock. So it's not copy paper. I'm putting my glue right at the bottom portion of it. And I'm just going to take a look here and see how it will look on the front. And so that the top is not glued, it's centered. And now I have a place to tuck in my flap for my envelope. And I did get glue on a few places. That's okay. Okay. And now we went ahead and made an envelope. And we made a tall, skinny envelope. And we made a little chunky envelope. Where'd it go? We made a chunky envelope, and we worked with a first day issue envelope, putting envelopes into our journals. So that's a little help with some envelopes, just a little help to get your inspiration started. Again, you guys can use plain envelopes too. I don't know what I did with them on my desk or where I put them, but you can also use plain envelopes. You don't, oopsie, let me turn off the time. You don't have to use the first day cover. You don't have to make your own, but if you don't have any, and you can use these. You can also coffee and tea dye your envelopes. Just be careful when you do, because the glue that's meant to be on there could stick it all the way together. So my advice to you, if you're coffee dyeing envelopes and this is all new to you, make sure your flap is open when you coffee dye them. This way the glue gets dried up on here and it doesn't stick all the way together. Okay? Well, happy crafting. Thank you so much to my crafting buddies for joining me today. And I will see you guys again tomorrow for day 18. Bye for now, my crafting buddies.